Hey guys, welcome back to another video from your very own beloved Lord Kevin, the real koduflower2000. And as you saw in the title of the video, Cohost is, as they said in the email I got, shutting down at the end of 2024. Which is actually sad because I signed up for Cohost in the midst of this year and I saw the social media platform for what it really was. A pretty cool platform for sharing stuff which gives me sort of a vibe of a coffee shop. And to see it finally shut down is almost like it was too good for this world to rejoice and to use it properly. In case if you were wondering what Cohost is an independent social media platform created by a few developers who dropped from their conventional tech companies they worked for. It initially started as a closed beta in February 2022, where the users registered using an invite code. On November, it allowed everyone to register their first account, but they were kept on a waiting list where they had to sit through a waiting period. Even I had to wait for a few days until I was able to post. It was the first ever platform that used human-controlled algorithms instead of traditional computer-based ones. With the foundation of Cohost backed by a non-profit company which, quote, hates the software industry, called the Anti-Software Software Club, this social media platform is a reminiscence to what the internet would look like if every single company went for innovation instead of profit. The site is based on the core ideas of the creators who made Cohost. According to the site itself, the concept of social media is simply misunderstood. There are dozens of tech companies like Facebook, Twitter, Google, Amazon. However, each of them has an algorithm that personalizes everything for each user, but it always has some downsides. First, the algorithm doesn't know what positive or negative content is. It only brings up the posts which are popular or something the user likes rather than what they want to see and what they're supposed to see. And that is the reason why the negative posts get so much traffic. The thing is, social media is not committed to promote hate and negativity. The algorithm is. Because the algorithm only focuses on the posts with higher traction. And unfortunately, most of the posts being popular in every social media and getting the most traction are negative ones. So it makes sense that a new social media platform where people can post stuff without the fear of being judged, discriminated, bombarded with hate comments, or even isolated needs to emerge. As a result, Cohost is born to provide free social media for everyone. Until it went into a financial crisis. In March 2024, Cohost was reported as having financial issues after losing contact with the person funding it. Later, they stated that Cohost had backup plans for the site to run successfully and they were able to reach out to the said funder. But it did not end well. In September 2024, it was announced that Cohost would be shutting down at the end of 2024, with the site entering a read-only state on October 1st, 2024. The reason given was lack of funding and developer burnout. As we can see, things did not look good for Cohost and my experience. I'm talking about the read-only state where you can only read the posts, and you can even see mine too for that matter. But what you can do is reblog, comment, or even like any of the posts you see. The functions for creating a new account are completely halted since the registrations are closed, I guess, but the overall site works. It's just that the only existing Cohost users will get to see their posts, and new users are out of luck since, like I said, the registrations have been closed. According to TechCrunch.com, Cohost's manifesto had anti-capitalist and anti-big tech leanings. We have watched the world buy into the lies of people who believe in the disruptive potential of technology, and who think the best way to realize that potential is to build for-profit businesses that enable a creative class petty bourgeois to make it through their day without acknowledging another human being. The founders Colin Bayer and Jay Kaplan stated back in 2020, "We think we can do better by building tools that focus on fair dealing and sustainable growth rather than market dominance." Their manifesto read. Despite Cohost's ambition to disrupt the tech giants, it faced increased competition not only from X, formerly Twitter, but soon Meta as well, which launched its Twitter-like service, Threads. Users who favor decentralized social networking on an open social web had various options too, including Mastodon and Blue Sky, among others. For an actual independent social media platform like Cohost to exist in the places Blue Sky and Mastodon already took their seats on, it's unbelievably terrible and bewildering once you realize Cohost, even though it focuses mainly on growing and learning, has never entered mainstream use due to the competition of Twitter, in which companies, including people working on corporate companies, call it X, and threats from Meta. I tried it and I did not like it. And both of them had a lot of people use it due to tons and tons of funding, probably from investors, and they probably would have shaped the platform to their own benefits and profits only. You can see this with the constant urge of Twitter to randomly introduce ads in the place of each post while you're scrolling, or doom scrolling for that matter. And the worst part on Twitter is that the reason why the Twitter Blue feature exists is simply for the reason money. Twitter is actually one of the major brands and tech companies which would care about the money because there are investors who actually do fundings for those companies, so it makes sense to sacrifice user convenience and the overall satisfaction for profit. Honorable mention. However, as I was wondering why Cohost decided to shut down, there were some notable, wholesome, and memorable things said by one of the key people of Cohost, Aiden, also known as the egg bucket enthusiast and the girl boss. She said, "It's what I've been saying to everyone who has said something nice about the website ever since its inception, and I still mean it every single time. Cohost has been the most rewarding, hardest, best, most frustrating, most vulnerable, most impactful, most difficult thing I've ever done. It's hard to make things. It's even harder to make weird, small, unmarketable things. Please continue to try to make weirder, smaller, even more unmarketable things. I hope every single person on this website carries the spirit of Cohost and our beloved Eggbuck wherever you all go next. The thing I am proudest of is that Cohost fostered the kind of art that could only exist on Cohost. I cannot ask for anything more important or wonderful. Thank you for being here, wherever here is." That alone shows how respectful and pristine the platform looked, felt, and functioned. It almost felt like a coffee shop where I could have a little bit of time playing around, liking and reblogging everything, except it wasn't like any other small coffee shop. It was like a grand one. I know I'm apparently about 2 months late, but the only reason why I'm making this video is because I wanted to show everyone how much I love Cohost. Sure, I didn't visit the website as much, but I loved going there. I like visiting a lot of social media websites, but the only thing I would remember and love the most is, of course, it's Cohost. So in conclusion, Cohost is, and has always been, the best social media platform I've ever seen. It wasn't exactly perfect, but it's no wonder the people looked at it in a good way. However, it was too good for this world, particularly because it was in heavy competition with X and didn't succeed due to the lack of funding. And that is exactly why Cohost is about to shut down now. Maybe sooner, maybe later, but no longer later than December 31st. The New Year's Eve. Now is the time for the tribute to the most popular thing that no one will ever be able to do in any of the social media platforms other than Cohost. The CSS crimes. And that's it for another video, I guess. I don't know if I can ever do the battle for 2014 thingy again. I want to, I would like to, but I'm stuck at the university right now and I really need to manage my schedules. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions or things you want to say, please leave them in the comment section below. I'll see you next time, and remember, stay frequent.